What's going on, guys? Welcome to Bake It with AJ. I'm AJ, and today we have a perfect springtime treat, Raspberry Lemonade Cupcakes. These are a delicious, dense lemon cupcake with amazing raspberry filling and raspberry frosting and lemon zest and raspberries to go on top, because why not? The recipe can be found using the link in the description. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can join me every Wednesday for new episodes of Bake It with AJ. These are incredible, so let's get started. First, I have 1 1/4 cups or 162 grams of all-purpose flour that I'm combining with 1 1/4 teaspoon or 5 grams of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon or 1 gram of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon or 3 grams of salt, whisking and setting aside. Now in a bowl with my hand mixer, I have 1 stick, which is 8 tablespoons or 113 grams of unsalted butter completely softened to room temperature, with 3/4 of a cup or 150 grams of granulated sugar. Once those are nice and mixed, after a couple minutes, we're adding 2 large room temperature eggs, 1 at a time, combining those, and then adding a teaspoon or 4.2 grams of vanilla extract, a tablespoon or 6 grams of freshly grated lemon zest, and 1/2 cup or 113 grams of room temperature plain full-fat yogurt. Once all of that is nicely combined, simply add your dry mixture, gently mix until just combined, and then into a lined cupcake pan these go, filling each one about 2/3 of the way full. This makes exactly 1 dozen. These are going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 Celsius for about 20 to 22 minutes. Depending on your oven, they may be done a little bit before that. Start checking them at around 18 minutes. If they spring back when lightly touched, you know they're done. Take them out of the oven, let them cool in the pan for 5 minutes, then transfer to a rack to cool completely. Now for this frosting, I have 2 sticks, 1 cup or 226 grams of unsalted butter, totally soft at room temperature, that I'm just mixing on a high speed for a few minutes to get it nice, light, and fluffy. And then we're gonna go in with about 1/3 of a cup or 97 grams of room temperature raspberry preserves. Make sure they're room temperature. If they're too cold, they'll solidify the butter, and you don't wanna heat them up, because if they're warm, they'll just melt it. So leave it out to make it room temperature. Also add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon or 4.2 grams of vanilla extract in there, combining all that till it's nice and friendly. Then we're gonna go in with 2.5 cups or 315 grams of confectioner sugar, 1/2 cup at a time. Mix in each 1/2 cup before adding the next, and then that is the frosting. So to assemble these cupcakes, I have about 1/3 of a cup of raspberry preserves that I've put in a piping bag with an insertion tip. You can just use a small round tip. I got fancy here. And we're gonna pipe raspberry preserves into the center of each cupcake. Make sure they are totally cool before you do this. Once the raspberry is in there, I've put my frosting in a piping bag with a large star tip, and I'm just piping beautiful little mounds of frosting on each cupcake, topping with some fresh lemon zest, a fresh raspberry, and that's it. Look at how cute these are. I cannot get over it. These are amazing and delicious. I've already had 2. The recipe can be found on my website. The link is in the description below. Leave me some comments and hit that thumbs up button. And of course, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Okay, but for real, look at that. I'm shook, honey.